Welcome back to today's episode. Today we have a very special guest. I know I say that about all of my guests because they are all very special to my heart. This one is a longtime friend. I've known her since I was 10. So I've known her for like 20, I can't do math in my head. What is that, like 23, 24 years, which is crazy. And that makes me sound so old because I feel like I am 24, but I'm not. And so anyway, longtime friend. I love her so much. She's amazing. She has gone through some trenches and she has pulled herself out, and I'm so incredibly proud of her and her journey. And so I asked her to come on today just to share her story and just to share just where she was going through and how she got herself out. And I hope that you are encouraged and inspired. And if you find yourself in the same place that she was in, I hope that this can be encouragement to you that no stage in your life is ever permanent. There's always hope and there's always a way out. There are always helpers and there's always an open door. And so listen in. Let's welcome Monica. Welcome to the Beautifully Intentional podcast, where I share stories to encourage you to live a more intentional life. Whether it's in your motherhood journey, your friendships, your 9-to-5 job, or pursuing just radical dreams. I believe that sometimes we can just get stuck in the mundane craziness of life, and all it takes is one encouraging word to give us hope to live for something greater. I share stories of living intentional through the simple things like self-care, clean spaces, parenthood, and going after your dreams. My hope is at the end of every episode, there is a fire set deep within your soul that says, I can do this. And that maybe today is your day to find the beauty in the things that go unnoticed and start living a more intentional life. This is Cassandra Lau, and welcome to Beautifully Intentional. So thank you so much for coming. Okay, so we're just going to preface. Okay, so seriously, real mom life is happening right now. So we've got the cutest boy ever sitting on her lap. So you're going to hear pirate booty. You're going to hear mama. You're going to hear all his little noises, and just enjoy. That's a little treat for this episode. So why don't you introduce yourself for anybody who doesn't know you?
Hi guys, my name is Monica, and I am a longtime friend of Cassandra since we were, fourth grade?
Yeah.
Third grade?
Yeah, 4.
I currently live in Yucaipa with my husband and 3 boys. Crazy.
Yeah.
And I am a hairstylist in Redlands at Ohana Salon. And
Nice. Let's talk about how we met, because so I'm new to the neighborhood. We move in. We had a black cat. And we move in, like 3 days later, the cat's gone. We're driving around. We happen to drive past your house. We see a black cat. We're like, that's our cat. So we swoop it up, take it home. We realize, no, it's not our cat.
yeah,
and that we
definitely
stole
not your cat. Cat stealer.
Okay. So, like, my mom started feeling guilty. Like, okay, we can't steal someone's cat. We're new to the neighborhood. We got to return it. We find your mom out in her field.
Yeah, in Devore. Let's put that in there.
Okay.
In the field, in Devore.
Yes. So we introduced ourselves and how we stole your cat, and your mom, being the saint that she is, let us keep the cat.
No, she didn't. Yeah. Did she really?
She totally did. Yeah. She was like, dude, we have it's a barn cat. We have 7 of them, so you guys can have the cat.
Yeah, she's clearly not attached.
Yeah, totally. And you come running out, Mom, can I watch Family Matters?
No way. Oh my God.
I totally remember it dude, this chick watches Family Matters. I'm into it.
Oh, I loved Family Matters.
Yes. And I think she introduced us oh, your daughter's in 3rd grade, so was mine. But we weren't in the same class, so we didn't really become friends till 4th or 5th grade. Yeah. But lots of good memories,
building forts,
yes.
Rolling in the dirt.
Yeah. Taping leaves to our bodies to camouflage as we wrote down license plate numbers of cars that drove by.
I still remember we were on a bike ride around the neighborhood, and I was trying to give you
I know where you're going with this. I know where you're going with this because I just told Zuri not to do this to Amelie.
Dude, and it's I saw my brothers do it all the time, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna try this and give her a flat tire. From you're in front of me. We're riding.
Yes,
it does not go
no
well.
Sidewalks either.
No.
So we're on the street.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Chain pops off.
we both eat it.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
that
blood.
was bad.
Blood everywhere. I saw Zuri almost get to Amelie with her bike, and I was like, "This happened to me when I was 10.
No,
Don't do it." But Yeah, no, a lot of good times. Did you know, this is like totally off topic though, but did you know when I like, so I lived with you for like a summer.
Yes.
Did you know that we were homeless?
No.
Yes. So.
And I don't remember you living with me for a whole summer.
It was a whole summer too.
No, you did not.
Yes. It was a
When?
whole summer. Summer going into 9th grade.
What?
Yeah. It was for like 2 months. So I didn't know that we were necessarily homeless. My mom had just said like, okay, so I'm going to be buying a house, which I think that her friend was like technically buying for her. I don't know, something shady. And then she was like, so we're not going to have anywhere for 2 months. So either you can like ask Monica if you can stay there, or you can go live with like grandma and grandpa.
Well,
So
I remember
that,
you, Diamond Bar.
yes,
I remember that.
That was 7th grade though. I lived with
okay.
them in 7th grade for sure for 6 months. And then,
my gosh.
so then she said, yeah, she was like, you just have to find somewhere to go. I'm like,
So did we
okay.
just ask my mom?
Yeah. So I was like, dude, would it be fun if I just like stayed here all summer? I didn't really know that we were going to be homeless.
Yeah.
And I don't think I really understood the
You
concept
probably
of
don't
that.
process that.
Yeah. It was
at
just
that
like,
age.
yeah, I'll ask Monica if I can stay. And you're like, yeah, that would be super rad.
Yeah.
And your mom was like a saint and let me
Oh
stay
my
there
gosh,
all freaking
what
summer.
room did we have? Downstairs or the upstairs?
one.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So,
Another memory.
Yes.
Putting the glow-in-the-dark stars on the
Oh my
ceiling.
gosh.
But my mom had that, like, vintage mannequin.
Yes.
That she would, like, when she would sew and stuff,
Yeah.
she would put the dress on the mannequin.
Yes.
And do you remember sitting on the shoulders
absolutely.
of the mannequin,
Yes.
putting on the glow-in-the-dark stars, and it busted.
yeah, collapsed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like a legit collectible, like,
Yes.
mannequin.
100%
Yeah.
worth money. That's no
Oh
longer
my
worth money.
gosh.
Yeah. Ruined.
Dude.
I know.
Yeah, good times.
So yeah. So I just remember like your mom kind of asking us like, "Are you guys still getting along?" Because like enough time had gone by, and we're like, "Yeah, like why?"
Yeah.
And then so it's so weird now as like adults. Your mom was probably like, "Oh my gosh, this poor child, homeless," because she probably understood that my mom was literally living in her car.
But I don't think she
for 2
ever
months.
really asked questions.
I don't think she did.
Yeah.
I just remember her on the phone, like telling my mom, like, I think you should come visit her. Like, it's been a while. And I almost wonder now, like, if your mom was probably scared that, like, she's getting left with this extra child.
I don't remember that at all.
I know. I didn't really process it until, like, I would pick up on little things like that. Like, I would hear her talking to her, like, yeah, maybe you should come visit. Like, that would be great. Because she's just living in her car. She's not working. Like, why couldn't she have just come see me every day, you know? And so... And then I think that, like, your mom asked, like, making sure that, like,
Yeah.
we're not spending too much time together and we're hating
Yeah.
each other. But, yeah, I look back now, I'm like, dude, my mom dropped me off at your house for 2 months.
I mean, that's cool.
I think we had fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's pretty sick.
I don't think we
But,
ever... I mean, we even shared a boyfriend.
Yeah, no, if you can share a boyfriend, like, you can make it through anything.
Oh, I know.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I thought in 5th grade, when me and him were...
Who had him first?
I had him first for sure.
Oh,
He definitely left me for you.
Okay,
So
okay.
I had him first,
I
but he
thought
left me for you. No. So he, yes, I for sure
geez.
thought we were gonna get married. Like,
But
that
we
was, like, hands
switched.
down. Yeah,
There was two.
that's true. Yeah. Oh yes, there was two.
So it's like
yes,
Jason
we
and Daniel. We'll just
swapped.
say the names, but that we don't need to say last names.
Okay.
But it's like
Yes.
Jason
Yeah,
was my
we just swapped
boyfriend.
boyfriends.
You had Daniel,
Yes.
and then we
and then we traded.
Yes.
And then, like, what was it, like a year or two later, he invited both of us to his birthday party at Pharaoh's Lost Kingdom. Do you
we
remember
go?
that? No.
Yeah, I don't
we didn't
remember
go,
going.
But he definitely called both of us to see if we
Oh
wanted
my
to go.
gosh.
Who does that?
How about the graduation dress, 6th grade?
Yes.
Matching
Matching
dresses.
Matching scrunchie.
Yes.
Matching platforms.
And then we were like, oh yeah, we didn't even plan
Did not
it.
plan this
Like,
at
what
all.
the heck?
And all year we wore the same outfit.
Oh, yeah.
We'd call each other.
Yeah.
Wear your overalls,
Yep,
white
overalls.
t-shirt, wear your
Yes.
chucks, wear your camo pants. Oh no, that's so great. Okay, so growing up, what did you want to be when you grew up? I don't even know that I knew what you wanted to be when you grew up.
So I don't really have anything specific. Like I wasn't like, oh, I want to
Yeah.
do this or that. But I just remember loving girly things.
Yes.
Like I remember painting my nails.
Yes, always
doing
painting your
my
nails.
hair.
Yeah.
Doing like my dad's hair, putting like he would sit
Yeah.
in his chair and I would put clips all over his
Right.
hair. And he's just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
You know?
cool.
And I remember painting my nails and my
Yes.
mom hated the smell and she was like,
Yeah.
okay, if you're gonna paint your nails, you need to go outside
On the front porch.
So
I
yeah,
remember this.
so I just
always.
remember always on the front porch painting my nails like hot pink or red. So yeah, just from a young age, I enjoyed makeup, hair, nails, all that stuff. Right. But I was also very much...
You cut my hair. We were, what, like 11? You don't remember this?
No.
You cut, dude. Okay, I sat on a towel. You cut my hair, and then we took the towel out to the field to get rid of the evidence. You don't remember getting rid of the evidence?
No. How old were we?
Oh my gosh. I think
Why
11.
did you let me cut
I don't
your
know.
hair?
I also let you tweeze off all of my eyebrows. I don't know. I'm a faithful friend.
Oh my God. Remember when we did Nair?
Yes.
You had like an allergic reaction.
Yes. Burned my actual skin off.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, no, you practiced cutting my hair.
Okay.
At least probably 11, 12.
Yeah. Wow.
Yes.
Okay. I don't remember that. I mean, clearly I don't remember a lot of things.
Right. Blacked out a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're, so into girly things.
Yes.
But not like really knowing what you want to do.
Yeah, still very much a tomboy. I was in sports, played softball, tennis. But yeah, I just always had that like passion of hairstyling, makeup, nails. I remember getting my first eyeshadow palette. It was the Wet n Wild, like lavender and purples, and I think I was in 5th or 6th grade. Yeah, and just thinking I was so cool. Like my Wet n Wild palette.
Do you also remember? You probably don't remember this. We used to wear glitter eyeshadow, and then the principal had to tell us we weren't allowed to wear it anymore.
No.
Yes, we got. Well, I don't know.
Glitter
maybe they didn't talk to you.
Eyeshadow?
We were wearing glitter eyeshadow. It was like the thing, and then the principal made this rule that we weren't allowed to wear it because it was harmful. Because glitter could get in your eye, and then it was like some sort of distraction.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, so I remember that one. All right.
Yeah. Clearly, I don't have a good memory, dude. Oh my gosh.
Yes. Okay, so now we have this Wet n Wild palette.
Yes, Wet n Wild. So yeah, I grew up, and are we going into like the later years?
Yeah.
Never really knowing like, oh, I want to do this or that. Like I remember taking those career tests, but honestly, I don't remember what the outcome was.
Yeah. I never remembered those either.
But I loved fashion, clothes, like. Just name it, like all that stuff. Remember doing the collages in my closet?
Oh, absolutely.
Of like, we'd pull apart like Vogue magazine and just
collage the whole closet out. And I remember modeling shoots at like 2 a.m.
Yes.
on the ladder.
Yes. Before their Western Regional like baseball game.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh geez. So yeah, I grew up, went to high school, and then I was still not sure of what direction I wanted to go, like after graduating. And I had told my parents, like, hey, I think I want to do cosmetology. Yeah. And they were like, yeah. And they were probably like, I don't know if she's serious. Right. So they encouraged me to go to college and get a degree. And I did. And I'm thankful I did because I always have that to fall back on. And I did learn a lot.
What'd you get your degree in again?
Business management.
Oh, okay.
So I did that, and after college, I started working in sales and marketing for beverage companies, so Smart Water, and then Honest Tea, and then after that,
because you're trying to figure it out at this point,
so basically I have my business degree. I'm like, okay, well, what do I want to do?
Right. When you were in like getting your degree, did you have an idea of like, okay, I want to like manage something, or like did you have any idea, or it was just like, I'm just gonna have to trial and error working?
Yeah, I didn't want to work in an office. Yeah. It's like, I'm going to major in business admin, but I don't want to be stuck in a cubicle.
You're like, I don't know how this is going to go down.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm not a desk person. Like, all through college, I remember, I don't think I ever used a desk to study. Right. I remember filling up my desk with shoes in my dorm room because I didn't have anywhere to put all my shoes. Yes. But yeah, so I got my degree, and then I was kind of like, well, what am I going to do? And I was I've worked retail in the past, and I love retail, the fashion side, not necessarily the customer service side. Sure. But I was doing that, and I actually ended up doing retail management, which I did for 4 years after college. Okay. And it just wasn't for me.
Right. Retail, like, you have to be a certain breed. Like, it's gnarly.
It's intense.
Yeah.
And I think the area I was in,
Did you were in Orange County at the time?
Yeah, it was South Coast Plaza.
Just forget it. Yeah. I know. Just forget it.
And they were like, bougie.
Yes. So you're working in retail, not loving any of your jobs.
Yes.
And then you meet your first husband.
Yes.
Right. Okay. And then so you guys get married. What was that like?
Yeah. So rewind a little bit.
Okay.
So we were in San Diego
Yeah.
working for this retail management.
Did you guys work together?
No, he worked in, so it was Abercrombie and Fitch, and I worked at the Hollister, he worked at the Abercrombie, and they were right next to each other,
Right.
In Carlsbad.
Okay.
So I just remember we met, hit it off. It was just good times.
Yeah.
Like no responsibility.
Yes.
I think it was like 24.
Yeah.
Just living the life in
Yeah.
PB, not really caring about anything other than working and partying and all that good stuff.
Yes.
So we ended up pregnant and then decided to get married.
Yeah.
So all things happened very quickly.
Yes. And me being pregnant at the same time, before you could even tell me, I was like, homegirl's pregnant. Like,
How did you
smell
know?
a pregnant lady from the mile away.
No way.
Yeah, I was like, oh, she's inviting me over to tell me she's pregnant. I already know it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I felt like I just was so scared. I was like, dude, I'm not ready for this.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, sure.
I'm not like 17, but I'm 24 or 25. Like, what?
Yeah, if you just didn't feel like you had planned for that, it doesn't
No,
matter what
not
age
at
you are. When
all.
you don't plan for a human being, like,
Not
it's scary.
at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had to grow up, and at the time we were in a really, really rough spot. Things weren't going well.
Yeah.
And we ended up getting a divorce, which was devastating.
Right.
And about 2 weeks after I filed for divorce, I found out I was pregnant with our second son. Yeah. Good timing.
Yes. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. Yeah.
And that was awful.
Right.
Definitely a crisis pregnancy.
Yes.
So at the time we were separated, but we were trying to make it work. I remember being in marriage counseling and divorce recovery
At the same time. Right.
They were probably
just
are you
torn,
confused?
right?
I'm like, hey,
yes,
I'm here for
that's why
both
I'm
classes. Like, yes, I just got, I've been here from divorce recovery and, marriage counseling. But it ended up just not working out, and things happen for a reason.
Yeah.
And so we have 2 beautiful boys together.
Yeah. Who are so
There was
cute.
a lot of turmoil.
Yeah.
A couple years ago. I think we're finally getting to a better place to co-parent, which is good.
Yeah.
But at the time, I was still in retail management, so I got transferred to Victoria Gardens, and I ended up living with my parents, and I was pregnant with Luca, and I had a 1-year-old.
Right.
And it was really, really tough. Like,
Full-time mom, full-time working.
it was awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah.
Like, I just remember, like, is this ever gonna end? Like, just going back and forth to court.
Right.
Custody battle.
Right. You asking me if you're going to be the bird lady from Home Alone.
Oh my gosh, the pigeon lady. That's, like, I was so, like, dude, I am just gonna be some, like, single mom that turns into the pigeon lady.
If you're the only person who's ever gotten divorced with kids.
I know, but
it's like
just,
half of society.
Oh,
like,
it was awful.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's fine. I mean, at the time, like, super painful. So, like, of
very
course,
painful.
It's like you can't
so
even,
I just, it was a very, very dark time.
Yeah.
And I ended up just getting off of social media altogether.
Right.
For about 2 years, just because I was so down and I didn't want to see everybody's white picket fence.
Yeah, for sure.
So that was hard, and just even my close friends, like I had people getting married, wanting me to be in the wedding. Because
that was the season of life.
Yes, of course. Like, and it's like I was able to celebrate those things with them, but I just inside I was dying.
Yes,
like,
absolutely.
Why did my marriage have to fail? Why am I a single mom? Like, why do I have 2 kids and I'm doing it all by myself?
Yeah.
Like, it was awful.
Yeah.
So.
Right. And you had the choice to sit in that and like stay there. But what did you do instead?
So at the time I was like, you know what? My son was born, my second son, and I was just like, I can't do retail management and be a single mom. There's just no way.
Yeah.
With the hours,
Yeah.
because you were required, I was the store manager, so I had to close and open the store a certain amount of times. Like I think I had to close the store twice a week.
Yeah.
So I mean that's getting home at like 11 p.m. type of thing.
Yeah.
But I decided to basically apply to cosmetology school. RCC was a lottery system. Yeah. So I applied.
Which I've always heard is super hard to get into, even with the lottery system. It's like so many people apply. And it was always, for me, I just skipped that route altogether because I'm like, I don't have time for this. So just skipped it. So
I think it was definitely a God thing. I think I was so down and broken. And I remember going to the college counselor and just saying, like, I want to do cosmetology. Yeah. And he was like, why? You have a bachelor's degree.
Right. It's like a backwards style.
Yeah. And I was like, because that's what I want to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I was like, whatever, I'm not going to listen to you. Thanks for nothing.
Yes.
And he's like, well, have you ever taken any courses at RCC? Mm-hmm. And I was like, no, I don't think so. And so he looked up my name and stuff. And he's like, actually, you took business law in 2007.
Did you also forget that?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. He's like, it shows here that you took business law in 2007, so you're in our system.
Okay.
And I was
Does
like,
that help in the lottery?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And this was like 8 years later or something?
Oh, yeah. Like a long time later. And so I ended up reaching out to the head of the cosmetology program, and I just said, you know, I'm very interested. Mm-hmm. When is sign-up dates? Right. What can I do to try to get in? And I remember the secretary, she was like, well, it's all lottery, and they accept about 25 students, and you'll have to have a cashier's check for the kid. I think it was like $1,500 or something to start for your kid, which I didn't have. So my parents had to, you know, give me that. Thanks, Mom and Dad. Yeah. But anyway, so I just remember calling probably once a week and was like, have you guys opened it up yet? When is enrollment? And she was probably like, dude, who is this psycho chick named Monica?
But I appreciate the grit, because for most people, they just apply and hope for the best.
Yeah.
And it's
I was so persistent. Like, hey, I'm going to get into the next program. Like,
we're starting
I'm ready.
Now.
Yeah. And so turns out that I got in, which was awesome. It was the day program, so it was a year long. And at the time, my youngest was 9 months old.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm like, this is not, it doesn't seem to be good timing, because I have a 9-month-old and a 2-year-old.
Right. Everybody would have said that that's the worst timing.
Yes.
But here we are.
And I just had a fire inside me, and I was like, dude, if I don't do it now, I'm not going to do it. Right. And I need to provide for these kids. Like, nobody's going to give me a handout. Right. So I ended up getting in, finishing the program, which was a year long, very intense. My mom watched the boys while I was at school, which it was all day long. Right. So 40 hours a week. So yeah, I just thankfully completed the program, graduated, got my license, just day in, day out doing the school thing. I just remember being so exhausted.
Oh, of course. Because you're not sleeping at night.
No,
guaranteed.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Like, Luca, my son, he's just such the worst sleeper when he was a baby. Now he's good, but I just would get home from school. I'd make the boys dinner. I would give them a bath, get them in bed, and then I would end up falling asleep with them. Right. But then I would have to wake up at like 3 a.m.
No.
Yeah, to do homework.
Oh,
we had homework every day. And it was
never had homework when I was in cosmet school.
Dude, it was chapters and chapters of, like, it was where you had to read the textbook and then you have to fill out the workbook. But it's like, you can't, it's not an easy answer.
No, of course.
It's like, you literally have to read.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
No.
And I would have to leave. So school started at 8, but because I was commuting about 45 minutes, I had to be out the door by...
And then rush hour going down the 91.
Yeah, so I had to leave before 7 a.m.
Yeah.
just to make it on time. But I remember just being awake at like 3, 4, 5 in the morning.
Oh,
like,
my gosh.
How am I going to make it?
Right.
Because it's a year long.
Right. How am I going to get my pants on? Let alone, like...
I can't. But I think just the what kept me going was knowing like this isn't going to be forever.
Right.
I'm going to have a career that I am passionate about, and I'm going to be able to provide for my kids, and it's going to be the three of us.
Yeah.
And we'll be okay.
Yeah. And I think it's significant that you chose something that you're passionate about, because there's no guarantee that you were going to be successful doing hair, because it's not like unless you got a job working full time, which the reason why you were doing this was so you can make your own schedule because you're kids.
Definitely.
But it's like, so to be able to make your own schedule, then you have to build your own clientele. You have to put in all of your own work. And so like you could have easily just gone and got a job that was like steady and you're going to get your paycheck and still not happy at the end of the day, and still knowing that the time you're spending away from your kids is doing something you're not happy about. And so I think it's significant that you chose something that you're passionate about, even though it was harder to put yourself through school.
It was so much harder, and that's why I think everybody was like, well, why would you do that? Why would you already have your degree, why would you go back to school? Like, not that they said it was going backwards, but I felt like that's what they were basically saying.
Yeah.
And so I just was like, well, whatever, I'm gonna do what I want. And I did it, and I'm so glad. And I had my parents' support, and I just remember spending so much time at church and going to school and just coming back, to a good place, and just knowing and accepting like, this is gonna be our life, and I am gonna be a single mom.
Yeah.
Maybe a pigeon lady.
Right.
But it'll be okay.
Absolutely.
And I think that's when my view started to change, because it's like I wasn't ashamed anymore of being a single mom. I'm gonna cry.
Stop.
But I think that's why, like, getting off social media, and it's like I didn't need to compare myself.
To people. Totally. Yeah. Because the comparison was just over false images anyway. Yeah. Like, it was over.
And it's like, well, they look
real.
So happy, and they didn't get divorced, and how come we got divorced, and and now I have 2 kids, and I have to do it by myself. So But and that's like, it's crazy that even just taking yourself off of social media was probably one of the smartest decisions that you even made, where it's like so silly because it's like, it's just an app, but it is actually so impactful on like the human emotion, our minds, like all of it. And you knew at that moment, like, that's not going to serve you. It's not going to help you. It's not going to get you to where you need to be. So cut it out. Yeah. So then you went back to church and just started taking care of just like your inner self. Oh yeah. It was I even did soul care at Sandals, which was like a group therapy, honestly. So after my divorce recovery group, I felt like I was just looking for every group to join. What is that movie where he like finds it's like I don't know. It's like he goes to all these groups to try to like get through the day. This. We'll find a way. Anyway, so I was in soul care, which was a deep group therapy session. It was awesome. It was like once a week at church. And that really helped me realize like it's okay to have pain. It's okay to not be okay. Yeah, totally. So no, that's incredible. So then so once you started your business, how did you take it off the ground? Because I feel like typically it would be career suicide to ever just like get your license and just jump out there, try to make your own schedule. So what do you feel like you did that helped build that? I think I had a lot of times I was working for free. So just to get started, I would talk to friends and family and be like, hey, come in, let me do your hair. I don't even know. I think I would just tell everybody a crazy, like, low amount. And that got my confidence up. And I was like, okay, well, it's better to... Right now, it's all about the experience of learning how to do hair. Which it's hard. A lot of people think it's like, oh, yeah, well, just throw on color and
Right.
hope for the best.
Yeah, no clue.
It's
Yeah,
a lot of
science.
chemistry.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a lot of formulating.
Right.
And it's something that I am so excited to learn about.
Right.
So I think my passion helps with that.
Yeah.
But it was just basically starting from zero.
Yeah.
No clientele.
Right.
I remember offering like blowouts and, haircuts, just trying to get in that way.
Yeah.
But it was nice that I did have some support from family that
Yeah.
were like, oh yeah, I
Everyone's willing
need
to show up.
highlights and,
Yeah.
haircuts.
Yeah.
So that helped. And then also just social media,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Right.
Just
For advertisement.
using that as a marketing tool,
Right. Yeah.
using my college degree.
Okay, there it is. Came back around full circle.
Marketing.
That bachelor's got put to use. It's so true, though. I mean, I feel like there are probably aspects that you learned in college that you can kind of pull from a little
Definitely.
bit,
And I am running my own business. So
Yeah.
it's like I'm my own boss. You
Right.
have to be organized.
Yes.
It's not something that,
Yeah.
you're not always going to feel like going to work.
Right.
But
Yeah.
having the discipline.
Yeah. And killing it. I mean,
Not
just-
really,
Yeah.
dude.
No, I think you really beautiful work. It's
Stop
great.
it.
Yeah. Stop it. Okay. So, like, if there's anybody who finds himself in like the similar situation that you were in, or just even hopeless, like, what advice could you offer to somebody who wants to change their life and just doesn't have the tools or nowhere to go, or even just that, like, that inspiration? You know what I mean?
I honestly don't even know what to say, because I think for me, every situation is going to be different, but I think finding a good group of people to encourage and lift you up. I think one of the best things I could have ever done was go to therapy.
Yeah.
And just that group of women at church. Mm-hmm. It was like the soul care,
Yeah.
and now I don't even think they do that type of thing anymore. It's like it's more individual.
Oh, okay.
But I think just talking to people and listening to their experiences and knowing like you're not the only one going through stuff.
Yeah.
Like we all have our stuff. It's just
Yeah.
in different forms.
Right.
So not going down a rabbit hole and being like, oh, my life sucks.
Yeah.
And, it's never going to change. I think
Right.
not feeling sorry for yourself
Right,
is a
yeah.
huge factor.
Right.
And looking at what you have in front of you. So I had two beautiful, healthy boys. And
Yeah.
I didn't have the husband
Right.
or the companion that I wanted, but
Right.
I have two healthy kids.
Right.
And I'm healthy.
Yeah.
Able-bodied.
Right.
So I
Right.
think counting your blessings and not, playing the victim or poor me
Yeah.
attitude
Right.
is going to pull you out of that
Yeah.
rabbit hole.
Right. That is so good. And because now you're not the pigeon lady.
my
Okay,
God.
married. Okay, added another beautiful baby boy, and so
Yes.
no, it's incredible. I mean, look at you. Just
No,
really pulled
it's
yourself out of that one.
crazy looking back. at,
Yes.
like, yeah, dude. At one point, I was like, this is it. This
Yeah.
sucks, and
Right.
I'm never gonna have what other people have. But now, and just don't compare yourself, honestly, to people and mom life.
Right. Right. Yeah. No, I think that's awesome because, I mean, if you look back at where your life was and now it's like boss babe, wifed up. multiple
Definitely
kids.
wifed up. I'm married up. He's a saint.
Yeah.
Love him.
Yeah.
I'm just thankful that I listened to my gut and passion, and like say if you are in a career that you don't like and you're like, I gotta change my path. It's
Yeah.
like, but don't be crazy about it. Like,
Yeah. Right.
it's a lot of work to start over.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what I had to do.
Yeah.
But it was so worth starting over.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
some things are just the best things worth having are not easy.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming and doing this. I think it's awesome. And I know that, like, for so many people, we can look at, like, celebrities and look at their stories like, wow, they had such like a hard upbringing and this is where they're at. And I feel like it's almost unattainable. But I love hearing stories from just like everyday people where it's like, yeah, they
everyday pigeon ladies.
Everyday pigeon ladies. Just, you know, killing it in work and in their life and, you know, overcoming stuff. So thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you.
Yeah. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I hope that you found this episode inspiring or encouraging and just life-giving. And as always, I appreciate any and all positive feedback, keynote positive feedback. So tag me, message me, go on iTunes and leave a review, rate, subscribe, because that's how podcasts stay alive. And I didn't even mean to rhyme there, so that works. So yeah, you can find me on Instagram at beautifully.intentional, and that's where I hang out. That's where you can kind of see me in my own personal life. And yeah, so thank you so much for listening in. Until next time.